We're creating that perfect day. How do we do that in real estate? You always want to start with the finish in mind. So, where do you want to finish? You want to finish with a certain number of transactions. So, we want to start at the beginning. What are the leading indicators that are going to get you to that transaction goal? So, you got to know your numbers first off, but you want to have the finish in mind. So, if your goal is to have 4 or 5 transactions, what is it? 4 or 5? So you've got 4 transactions this month. That's your goal. How many appointments does it take to get 4 transactions? You better know those numbers. And then how many phone calls does it make to get an appointment? So then you can work your way back from there. I got to do 4 transactions this month. It's going to take me 16 appointments because I convert 25%. And then it's going to take me 160 because I convert 10% of the phone calls into actual appointments. So it's that easy. 160 people, 10%, you've got 16. And from those 16 appointments, 4 will go to completion. So that's the first thing. Start with your goal in mind and then know your numbers. Then the second rule is do the important things first. There's a book out there called Eat That Frog, and what it tells you is do the thing that you want to do the least first. Do that first, get it out of the way. Once you've eaten that frog, that's what the book's about. Once you've eaten that frog, the rest of the day is going to be easy because you did the hardest thing first. So you want to do the most important things first. What's that highest dollar per hour producing activity that you need to be doing every single day to make sure you hit your goal? Not the putting out signs, putting out lock boxes. You want to know what's that highest dollar producing activity. Maybe it's prospecting, maybe it's reaching out to your sphere of influence, past clients, picking up the phone and cold calling, door knocking, open houses. What's that highest dollar producing activity that you need to be doing? Doing that first and working the priority down. The third rule is avoid vampire time sucking clients who are going to take up your time and never transact. Now, this is tough because you hear me talking a lot of times about like, well, what about every client? They are important because you're going to get repeat and referrals. And if you do a great job, you're going to get repeat and referrals down the road. So who should I avoid? Well, there's a lot of people out there who just want to waste your time. They know they're not going to get pre-approved. They're looking for somebody else, and they have no problem wasting your time. In real estate, it's one of the biggest industries where buyers and sellers really neglect the agent's time because they don't respect it. They think that agents make too much money, and therefore you can waste their time. Nobody's going into a lawyer's office and wasting a lawyer's time. I can tell you that much because they know that what they do is important, and they know they get paid a high dollar per hour figure. So avoid those types of people. Make sure that everybody that you're working with is pre-approved or actually wants to get pre-approved. We've had a lot of clients who will avoid the pre-approval process altogether. They don't want to submit their documents. Now, for whatever reason they don't want to submit their documents, that's their own personal reasons. Maybe it's because they don't want their credit pulled. Maybe it's because they know they're never going to get approved in the first place and they just want to look at homes. And so they'll come and waste your time and look at homes with no intention of actually buying a home. So avoid those people altogether. Rule number 4, do everything in time blocks. This is why Google Calendars is so amazing. It's because you have time blocks. So 9 to 10:30 is prospecting time. That's a time block that's stuck there. And guess what happens if you don't do it, or if you have to do something else? Exchange the time blocks. Move that time block down to 12 to 1:30 now. So everything should be in time blocks so that you're structured and that you know what your day is going to look like. So moving those time blocks around. These are for appointments. This is for family time. Well, guess what? Somebody wants to view properties at the nighttime. You move the time block down. You move your family time up. So keep everything in time blocks so that you can move it around and make sure that you still hit all those goals and all of the activities that you need to be doing. And the 5th rule is put it in your schedule. If it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. So I know a lot of appointments, people will say, oh, I have a dentist appointment. Put it in Google Calendars. I have I'm meeting a client for coffee. It's just coffee. What I need to put it in there. Every single person that you meet needs to be in your calendar. Every single person that wants to meet me for a sales call, a coffee, agents wanting to join our team, whatever it is, I always ask for their email. I always put them in Google Calendar. Not only does it look professional to whoever you're meeting, it has the location. So it's easy. They just click on it, directions to that location. It has notifications so they don't forget. So you don't have to be confirming your appointment all the time. And it just looks at like a super professional way of doing things. It, people won't waste your time when they know you're putting them in a time block, because obviously you're extremely busy if you're time blocking them out for a certain amount of time, and they know when it's over. So if you block them in for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour, they know that's what they're getting with you. So make sure that it's inside of your calendar. Otherwise it doesn't exist. If you have any questions about anything real estate related or anything else about business, reach out to me or someone on the team. Have a great day.